Hello everyone, today I'm going to be teaching you guys how to make 69 million coins per hour as an early game player. If you are completely new to the game, come to the mine merchant and purchase yourself a pickaxe. Hi guys, this is Alpha and just want to let you know, if you comment, like, and subscribe, not only are you supporting my nut addiction, but you're also supporting my chocolate addiction. As you can see, I ran out of nuts, so now I have to rely on these ones. So yeah, like, comment, subscribing supports my chocolate addiction. And what the hell?
Emotional, damn it!
Once you purchase this pickaxe, come to this coal mine over here and start mining some coal. Do this until you get enough mining level to go to the gold mines. Once you arrive to the gold mines, you're going to see that there's a lot of coal and iron. So you're going to want to go and mine for the coal and iron, and this will give you mining XP to level up your mining level. So same thing as earlier, keep doing this until you can unlock the deep caverns. Once you made it to the deep caverns, look to your right and you'll see the lift operator. This guy will allow you to teleport to different floors, which you kind of have to unlock first if you haven't actually unlocked this area. To do that, you'll have to explore downwards and keep going down this cave like so. Keep going down once again. Now that you've explored all floors, if you come to the lift operator at the very bottom of the floor and go and talk to Rias, then you're going to want to provide Rias with 15 enchanted materials of either enchanted coal, enchanted gold, enchanted iron, lapis lazuli, redstone, emerald, or diamonds. Once you've done that, you have access to this section, which is the Dwarven Mines. Now you're one step closer to accessing this method. After you spawn in, you're gonna want to go towards this area where there's a bunch of statues, and then you'll be arriving to the king. Basically what you want to do is, while this guy's aura farming around this table, he's gonna put you on a mission to do a frick ton of commissions for basically nothing. What's good about these commissions though is that it gives you mithril powder, and it also gives you Heart of the Mountain XP, which it doesn't give me Heart of the Mountain XP because I've already maxed it out. So for you new players, it will give Heart of the Mountain XP. As you can see here, there's this one that says you have to mine mithril ore in the upper mines. If you use mods, it can tell you like the location of all those places. So if someone wants to list out the mods that could help players with this method, I'll pin your comment down below if you mention them, because I'm a Bad Lion player, so yeah, I know a lot of people play on Forge. But basically, this is the location I'm at. I'm at the Royal Palace, and if I go to the location where it says Royal Mines, which should be just outside here, never mind, maybe downwards, there we go, yes, and just keep doing these commissions until that you get Heart of the Mountain 3, which if you open up your Heart of the Mountain tree, which is if you click the nether star and then you go into your menu and look over here, if you unlock tier 3, you can unlock the crystal hollows. Talk to this NPC right over here, it's like right in front of spawn, and then join the minecart and then start riding it. Preferably you're gonna want to have a map which displays the 4 areas of the mines. Specifically, you are going to want to start at the very start, which is the middle of the crystal nucleus. This method is already pretty popular, but pretty underrated, and this method is called doing crystal nucleus runs. What you're gonna want to do is then go to the mithril mines, aka the mithril deposits. You're gonna want to use a wishing compass that's gonna direct you all the way to the mines of Divans. You're then gonna want to talk to the keeper of lapis, or any of the keepers that there is, because there's 4 different parts, and he just gave me a free metal detector. If you hold out the metal detector, as you can see, my mod just gave me the location of where I have to go, and then you simply just open it. So preferably you're going to want to have an aspect of the void or an aspect at the end to teleport around, and have your metal detector in your second slot. Again, I recommend using mods for this because it will make it so much more efficient. Just by holding it out, I already know where the next location is to open up the chest. But why are we actually opening these chests? Well, as you can see, I just obtained a scavenged diamond axe. So basically you're going to be looking for a bunch of scavenge tools, and this makes a set of 4. Quick heads up, you're probably going to want to use a mole pet. Not everyone's going to be able to afford this thing, especially at level 100, but if you're going to be sweating this, I would definitely recommend to purchase this whenever you can. The reason being is because the first perk gives you a 25% chance of getting more scavenged items, which means that this will go even quicker. Nothing. Yo, I got a scavenged lapis sword. And there you go. So about 50% of the time you're gonna pretty much get a tool. And once you made a set of 4, you're gonna want to quickly open up your storage, and my stuff is completely disorganized. You want to have a bunch of empty pages where you can just simply shove everything in. If you want, you can also set items right here as dividers. So let's say I have a set of 4 tools right here. I just spam it like this, and you're going to be able to neatly place every single set that you get in here. The reason why you want to do this is because it kind of just stops giving you those scavenge tools whenever it knows that you already own them inside your inventory. So to keep getting scavenge tools, you need to put them away somewheres, which you can access later on. Each set of tools is equal to 1 run. So if you're doing 100 runs, you're going to want to do this very process 100 times over. This is what people usually call the crystal nucleus run preparations. The reason why you want to do these preparations is because you're going to be doing routes. So let me explain how routes work. If you go on Bazaar and look for bob-ombs, you're going to want to buy at least like approximately 1 stack. What this does is that whenever you throw a bob-omb, it creates a huge entire crater, which you are going to want to make a route going directly to the special area, which would be the Dwarven Mines. So make a route to the Mines of Dwarven, a route to the Jungle Temple, a route that goes to the Goblin King and then the Goblin Queen, and make a route to the Precursor City. All of these locations can be found by going to the specific area and using a wishing compass to find these specific structures. As you can see, someone already used bob-ombs to make a clear path, so as soon as I enter from the crystal nucleus, I can teleport all the way over here quickly to access the Precursor City. Here's a demonstration of how routes work. Let's pretend that this is how it's structured. You have the Mines of the Dwarven over here, Precursor City, Jungle Temple, Goblin King, and Goblin Queen. If you don't really do routes properly, it might look like this. As you can see, this is not necessarily efficient, because if you don't make routes, you are going all over the place, and it makes it very hard to remember where each location is unless if you've done the runs a lot of times. By using bob-ombs, you're going to be able to make routes that go directly to these specific locations, and in this case for Goblin Holdout, if you really wanted to, you can make a route going directly towards the Crystal Nucleus if you don't have the command for it. But if you do have the command for Crystal Nucleus, once you're done using that specific area for Nucleus, and you are straight back here, meaning making this other route would be unnecessary if you have access to that command. The reason why you want to prepare yourself with a bunch of already item sets, this is because servers tend to shut down eventually, so you only have a specific amount of time you can actually grind inside of a lobby. So let's say that you make the routes and the server shuts down and you have to swap lobbies. Well, that makes it so you have to make routes more often. By getting these sets of items, you're going to be able to get more runs in, so it makes it so you don't really have to do more routes. If you don't want to make routes yourself, you could also just lobby swap and ask the lobby inside of the chat, asking them if this is a Crystal Hollows lobby. Sorry, I mean Crystal Nucleus lobby. Sorry, a Crystal Nucleus run lobby. And they will usually tell you yes or no, and if they say yes, then the routes are most likely already set out for you. Also, I completely forgot, but there's this area down here that you also have to access, which is the bow. Simply use your wishing compass and you'll be able to find it. Now, what do you need in your inventory to do this efficiently? Well, you are going to want to bring in a few sets of these scavenged items. You're going to want to buy a few precursor apparatuses. So for example, if I'm doing 5 runs, I'm going to need to purchase 5 of these. You're also going to need 5 jungle keys, and if you're doing a bunch of runs, just keep a decent bit of goblin eggs inside the very top slots of your inventory. Here is some gear that will definitely boost you up in terms of profit. To move around quickly, using a black cat can technically affect your speed and make you run quicker, but sadly this is not really the best pet to get. Again, you're going to want to use the mole pet. The reason being is because the third perk gives a 100% chance to get additional items from the crystal nucleus. So additional items means more money. If you talk to this NPC right over here, if you purchase the higher roller perk with some essence, it gives you an extra random drop when obtaining a crystal nucleus bundle, which is basically just doing a crystal nucleus run. So make sure to have those two. Is it necessary though? No. you can still make a frick ton of money without these. If you come to the vault right here, which is right in front of the crystal nucleus spawn, if you click on it, you can then view your RNG meter. Make sure to set this RNG meter because it's free money, and you can set it on alloy. But some people prefer not really claiming their Divan's alloy yet, so if you put reset RNG, if you do not have your RNG meter on anything, it's still gonna add up the nucleus XP, and once you hit 1,000,000, you can claim your Divan's alloy on the very next run. Now, which one is more profitable? Let's do a little bit of simple math. If you look at the Divan's alloy, if I do the new percentage divided by the old percentage, the Divan's alloy increased in chance by a 10.1%, which as you can see, I have a 4.7% progress on my meter, so divide this by 4.7, and I get about 2.3% chance increase on each percentage of my progress meter. What I just calculated is the chance for getting an alloy on one roll, but during a crystal nucleus, there's usually approximately 16 rolls that happen, and the actual chance is approximately this much while doing one nucleus run. Times this chance by the maxed out chance we can get, so let's say 2.3 from earlier for 1%, times that by 100, divided by 100 because it's percentage. It's a 2.3 multiplier on the very last chance. So this is the new chance, assuming that you were to reach 100% meter without dropping the alloy, which means the chance of getting an alloy is a 1 in 478 per run at the maxed out RNG meter. The usual chance of getting an alloy is approximately a 1 in 1095. So you are averaging a alloy between 477 and to 1095. Now, instead of doing a bunch of big math, I'm just going to use logic for the rest of this. Let's just say that it's an estimate of around 700 runs on average to get an alloy. And this is while using the RNG meter. Let's say I do 3,000 runs and divide it by 700. That is approximately 4.3 alloys. But what if you don't put it on the meter? On average, you're probably going to get around 1095 runs. So if you do 3,000 runs divided by this number, you get 2.7 alloys. But wait a second, with 3,000 runs, you get 1000 XP. That is equal to 3 free alloys from the actual meter. So take the 2.7 and then add the very 3 alloys on top of that. As you can see, not placing your meter on alloy and just simply claiming it once you get the XP for it makes way more money, because you're getting approximately like 25 to 30% more alloys than if you were to actually select the RNG meter. So yes, they did put this RNG feature to make it so people can get drops more faster and to get more frequently. So logically, people think that it's actually better to select the RNG meter, but just like Slayers and Nucleus, it actually is much more better to sometimes just let the XP pile up, not have anything selected, and claiming them all at once whenever you feel like it. And just to let you guys know, if you were to do this for a very long time, if you stocked up 7 million XP, you can get 7 alloys in a row and just make the server absolutely cry, which would be absolutely hilarious. I also forgot to mention you're going to want to use a grappling hook. The grappling hook makes it so whenever you're at the jungle, you are not allowed to use teleportation, abilities, or anything, but if you use the grappling hook, you can really move pretty quickly and get to this little area, which you can then do parkour by giving it a jungle key. And which, for all of those asking about the armadillo bug that you were able to do to reach the crystal at the bottom of jungle, that no longer works anymore. It's been patched and you really just have to do the parkour now. So yeah, very sorry. On screen, I'm gonna put a live gameplay of me doing nucleus runs as quickly as I can. I approximately get 3 to 4 minute runs, more specifically 3.5. which fetched me around 69 million coins an hour, which for all of you players that are wondering where the money comes from, the money comes from a frick ton of different items, and what mainly makes the money is the Divan's alloy. As you can currently see, my runs are approximately 3 minutes and 17 seconds, and I make approximately 71 million coins an hour according to my Google sheet. But if you head on over to the Alcro money calculator, link in the description, Nucleus runs for me is currently making 69 million coins per hour. So the only difference is the actual pricing, because the pricing are being fetched differently. Now what's making this money? Well, here if I was to subtract this is the cost of doing some runs. So bam, as you can see, you'd be making this much money per hour, but with the cost of the items to actually run those runs, it comes down to 71 million. Now let's see, what happens if I delete the Divan's alloy from the actual loot table? Well, now you're making 10 million coins an hour. After placing back the Divan's alloy, if I remove Mulpet, as you can see, a Mulpet doesn't really increase it by much, it simply increases the rates by approximately 3 million coins per hour. Same thing with the high roller perk. If I delete this, it's basically the very same thing. If I delete both, then you're making like 65 million coins an hour. So these are not necessarily needed, but it still adds a little bit of extra cash. If you want to calculate your own rates, you can click the Nucleus run icon right here, place in your time. So for my instance, it's 3 minutes and 17 seconds. I'm currently using a Mulpet with level 100. Hard roller perk, yes, I have it active. If I click calculate, I can see my own rates. But if you're extremely slow, let's say you get 6-minute runs, you are still making 37.6 million coins an hour. Do keep in mind though, that like I just showed in the Google sheet, if I remove the Divan's alloy from the actual loot table, you're losing a frick ton of money, meaning all your money is generated from the actual Divan's alloy. Now let's go back to the sheet so I can show you something even more specific. In my equation, if I set the Divan's alloy in the RNG meter and set it to 0, this is how much money you're losing by not claiming in your actual alloys from the actual RNG meter. So the RNG meter actually provides 30 million coins per hour to this method, and if you were to actually select the alloy, then it's more approximately like 10 to 20 million coins per hour, or more like 20. I hope this guide was very informational, and I really hope that it does help you guys make some coins. Start dropping them alloys and get rich. Peace.